Yellen, I think you are the most available of all the cabinet members to come to hearings, and I just want you to know that I appreciate it. You seem quite fearless about coming into the lion's den, and we're always grateful to have you. You spoke recently to the Climate Financial Risk Advisory Committee, and in your remarks you pointed out that climate change will likely become a source of shocks to the financial system that would lead to declines. This would be precipitated by declines in asset values that could cascade through the financial system, which is a warning that Freddie Mac has also made with respect to coastal property values. You added that rising insured losses could cause insurers to pull back from high-risk areas with potentially devastating consequences for property values. We just had a hearing in my budget committee on wildfire risk causing that effect to insurance and property markets. And before that, coastal flooding and storm risk causing that effect in insurance and property markets. And then that the whole thing can spill over to other parts of our interconnected financial system. Again, part of what Freddie Mac warned about, that it would be worse than 2008. We also heard testimony that the coastal property value crash risk and the wildfire property risk could perfectly well happen at the same time. It's not a question of one or the other. They could both come to pass. So we all know that shocks and panics and collapses and disorderly transitions are notoriously hard to predict as to exactly when they will occur. They're far easier to predict as to what their level of severity will be should they occur. And my question to you, setting aside timing, how serious to the U.S. economy could the economic shocks that you warned of in that speech be?
So I don't know how to quantify that for you, but I do believe these are very serious risks. The Financial Stability Oversight Council is prioritizing, analyzing those risks, and has recognized that they pose a systemic threat to American financial stability. The regulators, the banking regulators, FHFA, are all taking steps to analyze the way in which these risks could affect the financial system, financial institutions, and we created the committee that you referred to in order to bring expertise into this enterprise. But I think it's critically important, and these are
potentially deadly serious
risks, very severe risks.
And just for people who are not familiar with this particular arena, the word systemic risk sounds like a rather mild and inoffensive term, but it actually refers to pretty devastating stuff, does it not?
Yes, that is what systemic refers to, exactly. Yeah. Things that could cascade throughout the financial system and have severe consequences for financial stability and the economy.
Thank you. In the time that I have left, I wanted to flag for you a letter that I will put into the record now, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Objections ordered.
That a great number of us on this committee signed to the acting director of FinCEN. The chairman was a signatory of it. Senator Grassley was a signatory of it. Senator Warren was a signatory of it. And we are concerned that the development of the beneficial ownership rule has been far less than we had hoped and far less than we believed the actual statutory language directed, both regarding the so-called access rule, which is the subject of the letter, and regarding the verification standard, and regarding the court order requirement. If you would be good enough to take this back to your team and make sure that you have a look at this and make sure that you approve of where they are going, because I believe they have missed a very significant opportunity to significantly strengthen our battle against kleptocracy with the rather weak way in which these three parts of the rule have been rolled out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's for under advisement.
Thank you. I take it that way.
Senator Casey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Yellen.